Hello and welcome back to Tours and Tournaments. We have finally inherited Andalusia, so it is time for us to change our religion. Before we do that, let's talk through a couple of options that we could do. I'm not gonna do because I want to change the religion now, but we could do before we actually convert our religion. First and foremost, we could clean up the rest of the Catholic land, as in we could integrate all of this land into our realm, and then when we convert religion, all of those rulers would instantly convert. It's an option. I think I'm quite happy just declaring a holy war, taking the land and then redistributing it. That'll be fine, but it's something we could do. Another thing that we could do, in theory, is we could split our own realm up more. So what I could do is I could look at our realm here and go, actually, instead of having Italy, we're going to have all of them. And instead of having Verona, we're going to have these two ones. And we'll split all the vassals down into that level. Why might we want to do that? Well, if we did that, then when we... That's the wrong one, that's culture. Then when we go to change our faith, we would then be able to directly convert them via this. As in, we'd be able to say, I am converting this person, right? I'm converting this person, I'm converting this person. And the more vassals we have underneath us, the more we can immediately convert via that. And we're not going to do that because it's a little bit much right now. We would have to take we'd have to take Corsica, Italy, Bavaria, Alba, and Ireland, and all sorts, and it's just a little bit too much for what we're currently aiming for. But it's something that we could do. And then apart from that, there's not really anything else that we would need to do before we change our religion. So let's start changing it. And we're going to do this step by step. We're just going to look through it, work out each thing that we want to change, and just see whether we have enough piety, and then see what we actually want out of this. Now, I am suspecting that we're going to run into some issues at some points where it clashes with our culture. Things like performative honor in our culture might need to be reformed because they're no longer relevant. As in, this one that allows you to become shield maidens is not going to be relevant because we're going to be switching our religion over to equal, so we can have the largest pool of knights to choose from. What this is going to mean is that shield maidens won't be allowed, which means that actually what we'll have to do is change this culture thing, but we'll work it out as we get there. Right, let's head in here, and we'll just go down step by step. So first of all, main doctrines. Also, is this going to change our heir, isn't it? I just realized this will change our heir if we do this now, because if we... Oh no, because it won't change our gender law immediately. Yeah, okay. So our gender law will stay right now, but it might change our future heir. Just seeing, you are matrilineally married to Italy, so we could go down this line if we wanted to. It would pass down via the daughter. I think I'd fine having our son be our heir there, but then I'm looking at this daughter, who is the Queen of Brittany. Huh, we'll need to think about that in the future as in how we want to do succession. But, anyway, first thing that we're going to do, we're just going to do doctrines and then we'll come back to tenets. View on gender. I'm going to switch that to equal, which will then allow us, I think, to get as many knights as we can. So what is this? Claims of women can only be pressed against other women. Women do not get implicit claims, cannot be granted title. Only men and vassals can be appointed as chancellors, stewards, and marshals. So we're going to switch that down, which actually does just increase opinion here, which is kind of cool. Right. So, let's do that. Next one, religious attitude. Adherents of other faith will have opinion penalties of 100%. And revoke landed titles from evil infidels without incurring tyranny. What are other options? Fundamentalist. So they hate us more. County conversion speed is quicker though. Counties of other faiths are more likely to join factions. Increased danger from heresies when at low fervor. Can revoke landed titles from hostile and evil infidels without incurring tyranny. And then pluralist, I'm assuming, is the opposite. Yeah, so it slows things down. Winning a holy war will vassalize infidel rulers in the target area instead of seizing their land. That's kind of intriguing. Well, I think we want at least righteous. I'm almost thinking we want fundamentalist, because that conversion speed will be really good early. I think we go for that. We go fundamentalist. Okay. Clerical tradition. We either have theocracy or lay clergy. So theocracy. Temple holdings are leased out to their holder's realm priest who then serves them as a theocratic vassal. Or Secular rulers directly control their own temple holdings and get all associated benefits. If I close this, can I come back to it? This is good to know right now. I can. Perfect. Right. So let's zoom in here. I just want to see what benefits we're getting in a temple in our capital. So these are county bonuses. You get men at arms. You get piety. Most of these apply to everything. I'm going to check. I think where we might have a temple that's not fully built up. Over, it'll be new land for us. So maybe Andalusia. It's all built up down here. Maybe at the top. Just try to find somewhere that isn't built up. Because I want to see what our options are in terms of buildings. Ooh. Oh, never mind. Yes, that's all built up. Maybe I need to go somewhere with lower development. Like, I think I built a lot of things here, though. Yeah. Maybe somewhere like Russ. This seems like the kind of place where we might find buildings that aren't fully developed. Although I won't be able to build there, so yeah, I can't even look in those ones. Trying to see if there are actually any temples that we haven't fully built up that I can have a look at here. I just want to see what bonuses we could get if we took it directly. It's interesting. We have no I guess because temples make a lot of money, they tend to be built up earlier than other holdings. A lot of this isn't built up at all, though. Yeah, apart from the temples. Right. Yeah. I think I'm happy with where things are right now with the temples. I don't know if we need to hold them directly. Yeah, I don't know if that's necessary. I could build a new temple and wait and see what our options are in terms of buildings, but I don't think anything's too drastic. I think piety and things we don't need. So that's fine. Right. I'm happy to keep that on theocratic. I don't think we need lay clergy. Yeah, I think we're fine with that. Head of faith. Spiritual, none, or temporal. So none, fervor cannot go below 25%. We have a head of faith that's spiritual. It's given to a prominent clergy member. Or temporal. Okay, the position of head of faith is given to a founder of the faith and passed to the primary heir when they die. If the faith has great holy wars, the head of the faith is allowed to direct the war and choose who the war target will be. That's what I think we want. So you cannot have theocratic clerical tradition and a temporal head of faith. Cannot have spiritual revocable cleric appointment and a temporal head of faith. So this needs to change to lay clergy. And then what we're looking at, clerical appointments. Where are we? Yeah, so it can't be spiritual for life. It'll have to be temporal. I think temporal revocable then is what we're looking for. We appoint our own realm priest, court chaplain, and they can be fired. Sure. So now means we can switch to temporal, so we will now be the head of the faith. Cool. Pilgrimage attitude. We can have it be forbidden, encouraged, or mandatory. Okay. Gains additional bonuses in the pilgrim activity, grants extra piety upon completion. Okay. I don't know. I don't think it needs to be mandatory necessarily. This is a reason why we would want that. I guess it would mean that we'd have more people with the pilgrim trait in the world. What does the pilgrim trait's higher things do? It gives us learning monthly piety, and it gives us learning monthly piety, different culture opinion. So it's going to increase people's opinion throughout our realm of each other, and it's going to increase their piety levels. But this will then lower their piety levels, and they'll disapprove people of the same faith. The reason why you get disapproval of the same faith is I assume pilgrimage gives a bonus to people of the same faith. So the idea is if you go on it, then you get rid of this penalty, basically. I think we can leave that encouraged. Okay, marriage type. I think we're fine with monogamous, although concubines or polygamous would be fine if we wanted to. The reason why it would be fine is because we're now on primogeniture, so these don't really matter as much. Divorce must be approved, or always allowed. I'm kind of fine with that being always allowed. It's not a problem. Bastardry. Legitimization, no bastards, or no legitimization. I think they can be legit. I think legitimization's fine. And then marriage between cousins, aunts, nephews, uncles, nieces is allowed. We could go to cousin marriage and then close kin taboo or unrestricted. I think we'll just leave that where it is. Do you want to change any of these? I don't know. Well, actually, if we get rid of kinslaying, that would be good for us. I don't know if we've ever actually seen someone with the sodomite trait. I'm trying to think if there's actually been anyone with this trait. Is there anyone with this trait actually in the game currently? I was just trying to think. I don't know if we've ever actually seen that trait. Ah, yes, there are. Okay. There are only 8 out of 52,000. Just want to throw out how many characters that's affecting currently is 8 out of 52,000. If I go to all, it's 42 out of 52,000. Yeah, okay, so it's not like it's a particularly common trait to see. Alright, so that one, I don't know. I might as well change it to whatever. I'll make that accepted for right now. Deviancy. So if the deviant trait are criminals. You know what? If I made adultery legal, I'll stop getting that pop-up saying they're adulterers. I could just accept these, and then I won't get the pop-up anymore. Fantastic. Now, if I make this acceptable, I will no longer have dynastic kinslayer, right? That would disappear. That would be interesting. So if I say that you're accepted, people who kill kin are not seen as kinslayers, or will not be treated differently than any other murder. Sure. I'm going to make it accepted. Well, witchcraft and deviancy is still criminal, though. Okay. Clerical function. Control, alms, and pacification or recruitment. Recruitment would be good. They serve as commanders or knights to get more prowess for everyone in the clergy. Lowers the main taxes, though. I kind of like that. Yeah, let's go recruitment. Clerical gender, either. Clerical marriage, do we want to allow it? I mean, I guess if they're now temporal, we could allow it. There we go. So we're at, 1,337 already. And we haven't really changed very much yet. All we've done is change our doctrines. Now we have to look at these 3. Okay, so armed pilgrimages. It will cost rulers of this faith 20% less piety to declare holy wars. If one exists, the head of faith can declare a great holy war when the faith has high fervor. If no head of faith exists, adherents gain a bonus to convert faith in county councillor task. Characters of this faith gain additional bonuses upon successful completion of a pilgrimage and gets accolade glory gain. Communion. May seek indulgences from their head of faith to pay gold in exchange for piety. Characters who have committed criminal acts may seek indulgences to gain forgiveness for them instead. Spiritual heads may excommunicate other characters of their faith. So that would then mean that we're able to excommunicate, but it would also mean that people are seeking indulgences from us. That might be too much. Characters can take the vows and become a monk. I don't think we need this one. I think we can immediately ditch this one. So, let's ditch this one. What can't we take? We can't take adaptive. Okay. Infidel vassals are less likely to join independence ones. That's because we have the wrong doctrine. Yeah. Alexandrian catechism. You're not allowed to have that with fundamentalist. Okay. Rulers of this faith must spend piety to reforge or repair artifacts. They can destroy artifacts for piety. Okay, doesn't really matter. You can decide to meditate in seclusion, reducing stress and gaining theological insights. You can divine the stars. Makes lustful a virtue. What are we looking for here? I guess we're looking for things that are going to make our conquest easier, because that's kind of what we're going to do after this at this point. Conversion speed in counties of my culture goes up. Promote speed in counties of my culture goes up. But this is promote culture speed. Oh, in counties of my faith goes up. Conversion speed in counties of a different culture goes down. That's interesting. So this is basically saying that you're slower to convert your religion, but you're faster to spread your culture. That's interesting. That could be potentially really good. I'll think about that one. Endura. Adherents can decide when to end their life when old, incapable, or near death. I don't think we need that. Chthonic redoubts. Convert faith in county speed in mountainous terrain goes up. Promote culture in the same faith mountainous terrain goes up. Okay, don't care. We're not worried about mountainous terrain. Divine marriage needs you to have unrestricted marriage. Eastern syncretism. Eastern faiths are only considered astray. Doesn't matter. Children with the learning education focus may gain the wise man trait if they do well in their studies. Gnosticism. Considers Gnostic and dualist faiths to be righteous instead of hostile or evil. Hedonistic. Hosting a feast gives you piety. Islamic one is the same. Jewish one is the same. Legalism. Reduce law costs for each by 10% for each virtue a ruler has. Doesn't matter. Literalism. May debate other lords in the realm at the cost of opinion to gain or lose piety. Doesn't matter. Enables construction of megaliths and temple holdings in great megaliths in duchy capitals. Doesn't matter. Mendicant preachers. County conversion speed goes up by 33. Not percent, by 33. Okay. Characters of this faith gain additional bonus upon successful completion of a pilgrimage. Okay. Our missionaries travel far and wide with nothing but the clothes they wear on their back. They live off the generosity of those they visit. Okay, so it's like there's more missionaries kind of thing. Adherents do not wear clothes. No. Pacifism, absolutely not. Always considers other Christian faiths to be righteous regardless of doctrinal differences. No, I don't think we need that. The Pentarchy. Gain fervor for holy sites being held? Nope. Polyamory. Adherents do not receive opinion penalties or imprisonment reasons on their spouse or their spouse's lovers. Pursuit of power. Rulers have a conquest casus belli against neighboring rulers. Nope. Don't need that. Rulers with high learning may condemn their sinful vassals. The more sinful a vassal is, the less learning the ruler needs to condemn them. That means we could condemn anyone, but I don't really need that. Nope. Ritual cannibalism? Nope. Ritual celebrations? Nope. Sacred childbirth. People are less likely to die during childbirth. It's not been a huge issue for us so far. Adherents earn piety for successfully completing intrigue schemes. Nope. Definitely not. Sanctity of nature? Don't need that. Tax non-believers? Nope. Don't need the folk traditions. Unrelenting faith. Members of the clergy can serve as commanders or knights. We already have that via recruitment. So that's unnecessary. And then, although the bonus is quite nice. And then vows of poverty. Okay. In which case, I had only one that I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Which was communal identity. Yeah, let's take communal identity. And then instead of communion, I'm going to switch that to the one to, which one was it? Yeah, to this preacher's one. So what I'm thinking here is, I think armed pilgrimages is fine as well. What I'm thinking here is this is going to speed up our conversion speed, right? And then this is going to lower it in different cultures, so that's going to counteract, these are like, this bonus is counteracting this negative, but then these are going to speed it up in my culture and then increase our culture promotion speed so it spreads everywhere. That's what I'm thinking. That sounds good to me. Right, we need to choose a name and a color. We're going to be Rooterites. And our adjective is going to be Rooterine. Single follower will be a rooter. Many followers will be rooters. And I'm not going to put a description in there. Done. And now we need a color. We are going to be red. Kind of like that color. Done. Perfect. We're going to abolish church holdings, which is going to immediately cause problems with our domain. Yeah, and we'll gain a head of faith title. Now we have one vassal who will not convert. I can fix this. Have a gift. That vassal will now convert, I think. Right? Let's close that. Let's reopen that. Yes. 87 out of 87 vassals will convert. And that, actually, I noticed there was because of learning skill. Look at that, because the difference between our learning skills gives a huge amount there. The dynasty has strange gods. Oh, interesting. But yeah, because the difference between learning skill is so high, we're getting a bonus on everyone for that. So cool. And that only costs us 1,400. That's barely anything. Okay, I think we're ready. Let me just check that we're fine. That could be a little bit like more that color. There we go. Right, that seems fine to me. Good. Create faith. Yep. We did lose our holy order. That's fine. We did. Oh, it changed our heir immediately. Interesting, but look at this. It also changed our religion all over the place. So this must be the domain holdings of people who converted. In which case, yes, if we had wanted to convert everyone, then what we needed to do was we needed them to be our direct vassal, right? Because these must be domain holdings. Yeah, so that this will be what Crusader controls directly. Although they control actually more than that directly. I don't know. Maybe it's a set amount per person. But anyway, that's now our religion. Kind of looks a little bit horrible on the map. But, you know, whatever. That's fine. Let's go down here. We now have 29 out of 16 holdings. And now, it's time for us to do just a tiny bit of vassal management. But I'm going to wait a day or two. People are plotting. I lost the trait Crusader. That's fair. Right. The Rooterine Schism. The Catholic clergy have lost their way and can no longer be trusted to guide us. To remedy this, I've gathered a select group of priests together to discuss the future of our faith. Impassioned priests are already talking about launching crusades to spread the new faith across the world and are promoting asceticism among their followers, claiming that materialistic pursuits block the path to spiritual fulfillment. I've chosen to personally lead this burgeoning Rooterine movement, and I've assumed the title of Pope, an exalted position that will pass down to my descendants. Oh, our title is Pope. So we're Pope Gilbert IV, the Bloodfather. What a title. Okay. Well, we'll clear that out. And now... Well, now we need to figure out what we're doing. Also, let me just see here. We can... I found a holy order. We have new things in here. Let's inspire Opus Francigenum. Culture discovers peerage. Okay. Needs to completely control Velo. Okay. And or Provence. And then what would this allow us to do? It allows us to get flourishing culture. Alright, cool. Only in these two holdings. Sure, whatever. Secure the Mediterranean. It gets us Masters of the Mediterranean, gets us Renown, unlocks the Mediterranean Conquest Casus Belli. We would get the Kingdom of Balio Turena. Okay. What do we need to do? We need to hold Sardinia, Corsica, Sicily, and Mallorca. Okay. No problem. Carolingian borders. We're getting there. That would give us... I think all that does is just... I actually don't even know what that does. I think it might change your title of your empire. We could, of course, mend the Great Schism. That seems like that might be okay. And dismantle the papacy. All we would have to do is unland him and get Italia. We destroy the papacy. And then he would convert to our religion. and they would lose their special tolerance and their head of faith. Interesting. There's a lot of options for us now. Now, it was suggesting that we could declare crusades. Can we? So if I did declare war, I could quite clearly just declare a crusade. I can also just declare a holy war, which is probably an easier way, but interesting. Okay. There's a lot for us to do right now. An awful lot. Just thinking of even where we would start. The problem is, look at this. These are the number of holdings we currently have, because if we go to Holland, we now control all of the temples. So I'm going to have to work out whether it's worth keeping the temples. It might be worth keeping the temples in our holdings, in which case we don't want to give away stuff. I was going to say we might want to give away the stuff over here in Bohemia, but the problem with giving away this stuff is these are some of our best made lands for actually making our men-at-arms good. So I don't know, maybe we just give away the temples to people. We're going to need to figure that out. Also, how many people converted? Let me have a look. Our realm. Looking for people who are landed. Ruler? Doesn't really matter what I choose there. And are not our religion. Yeah, so a lot of people did not convert. So we might want to convert all 500 of those individually. That's an option as well. I don't know. You know what I think we're going to do, though? We're going to end the episode here. Thank you for watching. Next time, we're on full vassal management mode, and we'll figure things out. We also have a new heir, apparently, who is now Queen Gertrude. Now, I am tempted to switch our succession back to male preference. Am I not allowed to do that? I could do that if the Pope approved. Let me just send him a gift and check. So I could do that. I could switch us back to male preference, which would fix our succession in the short term. Yeah, I think I might do that right now, because that's the one we've been working with. And then we can switch it back later if we need to. As in, I can just switch it back immediately if I need to. It only costs us 500 prestige. But yeah, let's keep our heir as we want it for right now. We'll figure out where things go from here. Anyway, Mongol check-in. We didn't unpause the game. They're currently losing their war for the Persian Empire, but they haven't really done anything in it, so that's fair. Right, gonna end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.